Hello, Christopher. I need one sock for my daughter. She lost one, and she has to go to school now. So we don't have no more socks, and I just need one sock. Please make it a small one.
Why is this podcast so racist today? I know.
It would be
This is just so racist today.
because the crew socks make her whole leg. And then she gets hot in school and she cannot focus.
I don't know what's worse, either like you doing it or him laughing so hard at it.
Grownup, human, comic, people! Grownup, human, comic, people!
Hello, and welcome to episode number 45 of volume 2 of the Grownup Human Comic People. Welcome to the show. Let's introduce all the players. We'll go to my left, as we always do. Chris! J-Man.
That accent wasn't too bad. I wish I could do an accent.
Dan.
Yeah, but you realize that in 5 years that will be intensely racist and will probably get us put on the list of other racist
Yeah, like
podcasts.
5 months. What do you mean 5 years?
Yeah, right,
Definitely.
I was listening to some of your guys' podcasts, and there's some stuff like in the early episodes. You did like a Russian accent at one point, and I couldn't. I had to stop it, honestly.
I
Couldn't
couldn't
listen.
do it. I couldn't
Yeah.
believe that you guys would even do this.
Racist. Hit him.
And plus, I was like, not even from the right part of Russia. Like that sounded like a Ukraine accent, but
Yeah,
you said
it was
Russian and-
obviously Chechnyan.
right. So anyway, here we are. Welcome to the show.
This is grown-up human racist people.
Grown up, human, racist people. Everybody except Jared's in blackface right now. Jared's in whiteface.
Jared's dressed up like Gorbachev.
No, I put the coolie hat on. Also, is that okay? I'm not sure because is that the right term for that hat, or is that a racist term for that hat? 'Cause I'm not sure.
I don't even know
Yeah,
what
what
you're
are you
talking
fucking
about.
talking about?
Like a rice hat, like a
Oh, the Raiden hat.
Raiden hat,
Yeah, I didn't.
a conical hat.
I didn't know what that was called.
Yeah.
Everything about that, unless you're Asian, is racist. Referencing it, talking about it.
I call it like a rice. It seems like a rice farmer hat in the same way that you would call like a fisherman hat, because like
Yeah.
That's logical.
That's what you do
Still
with that
sounds
hat on,
racist to
yeah.
me.
yeah, it's like you put this on, you go do a thing.
Yeah.
Like a motorcycle helmet would be like a.
Although rice farmer just sounds like a racist term.
Yeah, but motorcycle is an
Fucking
ethnicity.
rice farmers over here.
Are
Guys,
people
wow, dude. Somebody's probably said that already.
who, what?
Using the term, just saying rice farmers
farmer
for like an
pejoratively?
Asian, like
Yes.
an Asian person, yeah.
But I mean, I can't see it because there's too many questions. Like you call somebody, use something like a camel jockey. Like that's clearly a racist term, right? Because there's nobody who, or maybe there are people
Are
who
there
jockey
actual-
camels.
No, there are. Yeah, they're camel races. That's a thing, for sure.
Wait, what? There are
Then
camel
I
what?
just
Camel races.
Oh. Okay. I thought you
no,
said
I-
camel racists. And I was like, what?
After I said what I said, I realized what you thought I said. I wish I had just gone with it. Yes, there are definitely camel racists, and they are really mean people because you have to be like extra mean because like it's easy to hate people. It's hard to hate camels. What is
I
there
don't
to
know
hate
the
about
way they
camels?
spit on you and they're fucking those big dumb teeth that just always chewing, just always.
Well,
chewing
I guess
something.
I'm mistaken. Apparently, it's not hard to be a camel racist.
Dan's a camel racist.
Apparently, there's one among us now.
Hashtag Dan is a camel racist.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they should just
There we go.
Maybe they should just stay on.
find their way to the desert and stay there. That's-
Jesus.
That sounded way more racist than I meant it to. I just meant they're like camel or desert animals, right?
Because there's something more racist about instead of saying like, let's kill them all. There's something more racist about like, why don't you just get away from me and remain that way? Like, I actually don't care about what you do. Just don't do it near me. Like, that's so racist.
Also, something about banishing somebody to the desert. I mean, that's, like, I don't care if you live or die, but you're most likely going to die there.
That sounds like something you would say to someone who was Jewish, though. Why don't you go get lost in the fucking desert for 40 years?
Or, I mean, anybody that is Muslim, Arab, anything.
Well, but
the Jews were actually
the Jews have a long tradition.
Specifically.
Yeah, they-
40-year tradition of hanging out in the desert.
Yeah, which is bullshit. I mean, if you look it up on Google Maps, it's like 3 days to get through that desert. Jews are idiots.
I feel like they probably kept getting turned around. Just in case anyone wants to write
I
any
feel
angry
like
letters.
they kept getting turned around for 40 years.
Well, whenever you're with a group of people, and and like you decide to do one thing, and then that thing takes like kind of too long, like we did tonight with dinner, where we were very close to just doing something else, and then if you do that so many times, you could potentially end up in a desert for 40 years.
Yeah. I mean, we ended up in a restaurant for 2 hours.
Right.
We ended up in a shitty fucking Bar Louie for 2 hours.
And keep in mind, this is presumably the entire population of Judaism. So every Jew in the world is in one group at this point, and they're all arguing about stuff. I'm actually not surprised that it took them 40 years to get out of the desert.
There were 6 of us deliberating every 4 to 5 minutes about whether or not we should leave.
No one could agree on anything.
Yeah, because by the time we got to the back of the line, should we make her right? Should make her right? I don't know. What do you think? I think we should make her right. Well, maybe
It
left.
is so hot. I can't even think about it. I can't even. Are you hot? Am I? Is it just me?
You've been eating all the manna. Every night you've been eating all the manna.
Well, you know what? I eat the manna and you have the gas. So explain that to me.
Oh, my God.
You make me sick. Look at your legs. You look like a camel with those hairy legs.
Maybe if you'd learn how to weave this cloth a little better, I wouldn't chafe my legs all the time. They'd look a little better. Like Mildred. Do you see Mildred's robe? It's wonderful. It's lovely.
Look like Chewbacca out here.
Yeah. I don't think they know Chewbacca yet. Oh, you know what? I'm wrong. Sorry, because that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. You're right. Sorry.
They definitely knew Chewbacca.
We're going to get in trouble for all that.
For the record, I am a Jew, so everyone else can fuck off, all right? God damn it.
And according to my 23andMe, I am also an Ashkenazi Jew.
There you go.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
The fuck's a 23andMe?
my genetic ancestry thing. I got my
It's the future. You can mail away for your DNA ancestry.
Yeah,
now.
to
I
find
know
out.
exactly what my
Yeah.
DNA is. American.
Yeah. if you want to find out how much victim you are, you have to pay $40 a month or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
No. Do it on DNA Day, and it's like I don't know.
Day.
Pay you have to. They force you to sign up for a subscription. It's like $9 a month for their newsletter for like 12 months. So essentially, for 12 monthly installments of $9, you could.
I was gonna say, so that's like whenever you make a donation to a venue to get a cup because beer is free.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So,
What? Why did it? Wait, hold on.
It's a weird thing, ain't it?
Why did you do that?
I don't know, dude. Somebody told me it was a good idea. As it turns out, it was. I could have got so many college scholarships had I known. I got a bunch of like strange, or not strange, but like, I'm Ashkenazi Jew.
I got a bunch of weird people in me too. I thought it was just regular and white. A bunch of weirdos in here as well.
It explains all these tendencies I haven't been able to deal with well.
Turns out I'm half Jesuit. Who knew?
No, but I mean, like
a really white
if
thing
I
to
were
say.
younger, I could have got my birthright trip to Israel.
Yeah. I thought about doing that, but I didn't want to die.
You go to Tel Aviv.
There's
it's
a
safe.
chance, though.
Not in Tel Aviv. It's like going to. I mean, probably no more so than like if you went to L.A.
God, I just don't give a fuck. My brother had a friend who was like a genealogy expert in college. She got her PhD in it, and he had her whole like genealogy done for the entire family. So we've always been told we're half Irish, we're half Italian. We have a Polish last name. That Polish part comes in with like 15%, but it was the name that kept coming down, and it wasn't always my name. It was changed when we got to Ellis Island, and like there's others. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about all of it. It's fucking boring.
No, it's terribly interesting.
I was gonna say you're losing me here.
Yeah, but so he got it done, and he was like, "Yeah, just they'd offered to do it for free because it was ours." So we're Italian, we're Irish, we're not Polish at all. We're German, the bad side. And I still don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't give a shit about it. Didn't change my opinion of anything. I don't know anything about that. I don't know.
The way you said that, it made it sound like the reading or the pie chart was like, this big slice is Italian, this smaller slice is whatever the other things are. Irish, and then this tiny little slice, this is actually Nazi German.
Nazi Germany,
the bad kind.
Yeah.
Not the regular German. We can tell that from the DNA.
We can.
We know exactly which kind of German your ancestors were, and they were definitely Nazis.
Because if you're any one of these kinds of white, we're going to hold you accountable for all of their crimes they ever did.
Maury opening the envelope.
Looks like you're fucked.
You are not the Fuhrer.
You're not the Fuhrer, yeah.
You are the Fuhrer.
You are the Fuhrer. I just don't give a shit. I don't care about what I am. I don't care about what anybody else is. I don't care.
Man,
I don't.
I just got a visual of like the audience of that Maury show. It's just like they put all the skinheads on one side, and then just like a very diverse group of people on the other side, and they're all just like everyone. The people on the left, the normal people, are screaming at them, and the fucking neo-Nazis are just like hailing Hitler and shit, and like giving them the finger. It's a really ugly scene.
These fucking fucks, these alt-right Nazi pieces of shit. I just want to know one in real life. I do. Because that we could probably beat them up by winking. I mean, these are not... You see pictures of them online, and they deserve to be beat up. They deserve to be, like, actually, like, physically hurt.
Well, it's like an evolution of fuckboyism in the way I see it. Like, when you have these people who are like, I'm tired of being. I want to be proud to be white. It's the same thing as I'm trying to arrange my thoughts here. It's the same thing as whenever somebody is afraid to express their feelings to someone they're interested in, like romantically, and because they're afraid of that, they don't say anything, and they kind of play by the rules. They're friendly, whatever, and they expect like romantic recompense, where it's like these people are like they're probably really poor and really dumb, but they expect like this kind of like the country to like, this is America though, so I got a chance, and I expect this payout for being an American. I was born in America. I have this birthright of moving on up. It's like, and then it doesn't happen for them because they didn't actually put any real work into it. And they get up pissed off, and they're like, "Well, fuck that! This is the Jews and the blacks, and all the guys, and blah blah." And they're like, "It's the same thing. It's like, oh, I bought her all these gifts, so why isn't she fucking me now?"
Well, what I think is great about these situations, though, where you do have someone who's like that, who it's like the gays and the Jews and the blacks and the all of them, like me looking how I do, it's all those guys fucking me up, and they're looking the way I do. Like I even to this day get approached by people who just want to who are white, racist, bigoted, whatever. And they just start talking to me about, their hatred for entire groups of people. And now, if I was of the particular disposition to sympathize with them and take on some of their beliefs, and then, stand there, I would kind of be, what was the Dave Chappelle, Clayton Bigsby?
Yeah.
That would have been me. I would have got my 23andMe back and be like, oh, fuck, I'm part of the problem, too. I'm
better
part
kill
of the fucking
myself.
problem. Son of a bitch. What do I do now? Divorce my wife.
Well, I think also maybe like this is I don't know if this is a similar thought or not, but like I think that probably a lot of those people feel like they don't have anything else they don't belong to like they don't have like an interest like a.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they're bored. Maybe I don't know. Like they don't have a like a niche or something. They don't feel like they fit into like a thing. So like, well, what am I? I'm white. I can be proud of that. That's the thing I can be proud of because I have literally no other substance to my being.
Dude, but that's not like even isolated to these like. At least these alt-right people have some semblance of like an idea of what they believe in. You talk to the majority of people every day, just walking around.
Sure.
It's like, hey man, how's it going? Same shit. Yeah. Okay, cool. How's your day? Another day. It's like, what do you got going on? Nothing. It's like, fuck, man, I can't believe you're not in the Ku Klux Klan or the Black Panthers or some organization that's revolving around like a distinct pride for the particular complexion of your skin.
Right.
Like,
because you seem real bored.
yeah, like I mean, at least that they say that. I was listening to this guy. He's part of this. It's called the Flow Genome Project, right? So it's like finding this like state of flow, which is happiness and like feeling purposeful. And he was talking about the idea of being like air quotes happy or fulfilled or that experience in the world. And through all this research, and they work with a bunch of whatever science shit. I guess, like there's a lot of research.
Sure. Science
it's scholastic is what I mean. These are scholars and professionals. Academics, if you will. They were talking about, like, one of the main components of feeling happy, from what they've been able to determine, is having a purpose, like a feeling like you have a purpose, and that purpose being supported by a team or a group. Right. So being part of a group and having that group have like some sort of ideals, some sort of objective that you work on together. So I mean that you see that with maybe a band or maybe like an acting troupe or a podcast or dancers or people who are involved in whatever, fucking Greenpeace, Ku Klux Klan, like alt-right. Pick one. Like these are people who believe in something and are working to achieve something greater together. So like a mission and a group of people who support that mission.
Right.
So it makes total sense to me. In like this vacuum of meaning, it's like, well, we'll establish some meaning, and if I can't establish that for myself, well, those guys look like they have fun. They all drive cool trucks and shoot guns, and they like to, like hate people, and that's easy.
It's like a frat. You're like, I don't want to make my own friends. I'll just allow a bunch of people to abuse me until they make me their friend.
Yeah, and then we all look alike, and that's nice too, because I can
exactly.
see who my people are from 50 yards away. Like, oh, that's one of my people. Look, they got boat shoes on and khaki shorts.
Yep.
Those
and
are
they
my
won't
friends.
say when I rape.
Because there is no rape.
Right, of course, yeah.
So speaking of white supremacy, we saw Thor tonight.
Thor's hammer. That's one of the favorite symbols of the white
owner.
supremacists.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Really?
You see
I
somebody
guess that
like
makes
wearing
sense.
a Thor's hammer, like a Thor's hammer tattoo. It doesn't necessarily mean you're a racist, but
Really?
See, I think I know a lot of, but I know a lot of metal
Yeah,
guys.
I was about to say metal guys who wear that.
yeah, but that's a.
I think maybe some of them wear it thinking it's metal and don't realize that like sort of blended into that crowd.
I think you're right.
Or maybe they're like the guys who are into metal, but also like Screwdriver, but not the racist part of it. But their later stuff when they weren't so preachy, like that kind of shit. Because it's
Yeah. Well, I like Pantera, and that's kind of like they're like
got a lot of
there's some-
Confederate flags on their shit.
exactly. Yeah. So it's like.
So did Skinner, and I mean, like that was a bit of a blur. I think before that, because like Skinner's notorious for not being
Right, for not being like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everybody likes Skinner. They're like a
Yeah,
fucking
who
family
was
Did
it?
Allman Brothers ever have
Sing me
Confederate
a
flags or anything
song,
on their
Curtis.
shit?
I don't think so.
Not that I've ever
What's
seen.
that?
I'm a huge Allman Brothers
Oh,
fan.
whenever they say
No. The song about the black blues guy.
Curtis
Blow.
Curtis Lowe.
Curtis Lowe.
Curtis Blow.
Curtis Lowe.
Curtis Blow.
These are the brains.
He's the finest picker to ever play the blues, Jared.
I'm glad you enunciated that sentence well.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I now that you're calling it into question, I don't know. Well, no, they called him the finest picker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The finest picker.
Yep.
And they weren't talking about cotton.
Jeez, I didn't even think about
Oh,
that. Jesus.
woo!
Wow.
Yeah.
You just made that song completely 180 degrees now racist.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is that
So-
that wasn't what they were?
Whoa, dude! I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a...
Not many people
that took the
pick
wind out of my
blues.
sails there for a second.
Yeah.
I feel like I just got hit in the gut.
Fuck, man.
I really hope that's not what they meant.
We'll never know. They'll never
I
run
don't,
up to it.
I don't want to even think about that anymore. Because it might drive me insane.
There's like a bunch of people that are just like on their commute right now in the morning, drinking their Dunkin' Donuts and eating themselves a croissant witch, and they're like, "Oh my god, I didn't sign up for this."
Wait a minute. I thought they meant like a pick, like a guitar pick, not like, oh my god. Oh my god. I think I have to... I need to... Hold on. Yeah, no, hi, it's me. I'm not going to come in today. I
need to
have to do some
Google.
research.
Siri, is picker a derogatory term referring to black people? Bing. We found several results on the web. He loosens his tie, unbuttons his top button.
He pulls the next stop cord of the bus. He just has to get off the bus. Like, get me on this bus anymore. I feel really hot. Everything's really close. There's too many people on here.
He gets off, and like all he sees are like black people staring at him. Like they know that I love Skinner. They can tell.
Siri,
But I'm
Siri,
not a racist.
Siri, play the Ballad of Curtis Lowe. I'm just gonna listen to it. I just want to hear how he says it.
Bing. Screwdriver's first album.
Wow, we went down that rabbit hole pretty far.
Yeah. So, anyways, Thor's great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're talking about that. I forgot. No, Thor was awesome. The J-Man hasn't seen it yet, so if you're listening, don't worry. We're not going to spoil anything for you, or we're going to try our best not to. But yeah, so why don't we just say, would you see it again? Yes or no, Chris?
This is my favorite Marvel movie.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Dan?
Not my favorite Marvel movie. Doctor Strange is my favorite Marvel movie.
I actually still haven't seen it.
What?
Oh man.
Oh my! You need to.
I even own it.
What?
That's a Greg move you just pulled right there.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Don't try to
Here's the thing. When it came out, I was going to go see it with you guys. You went and saw it without me. Nobody. There's no fault there. I'm not placing blame. Like, it was a weird miscommunication, and then I was going to go the week after that, and things just kept landsliding. Like, so I never saw it in theaters.
I don't think we all saw that together anyway.
You and I saw it together.
Did we?
Yeah,
I was supposed to go
there's-
with you guys.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
There are a few other people as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and like now it's on Netflix too. Like
Yeah.
I could just put it on at any given point, and I have once or twice, but every time I do it, I end up falling asleep. Not because of the movie, just because like I'm like, oh well, I did like 80 loads of laundry, and I took the dogs for like 40 walks, and I'm not going to
80
do
loans of laundry.
80 loans of laundry.
Yeah. So people like you hear like a knock on the door, and then you go over the door, and they're like, "Hello, Christopher. I need one sock for my daughter. She lost one, and she has to go to school now. So we don't have no more socks, and I just need one sock. Please make it a small one."
Why is this podcast so racist today? I know.
It would be
This is just so racist today.
because the crew socks make her whole leg. And then she gets hot in school, and she cannot focus.
I don't know what's worse either, like you doing it or him laughing so hard at it.
Okay, first of all, how is this racist? This is like a non-specific Eastern European sort of like.
Why did you even go to Eastern European
but
though
maybe-
for that bit?
But it also could have been. But it could have been.
It could have been anybody.
No, but it could have been like a South American accent too. I was like, that was a really
It could have
vague.
not been an accent at all.
That
Why
wasn't
did you go
South
with
American. That was not South American.
That could just be somebody who talks weird.
That's not somebody that talks weird.
What if it's a person who has a disability?
And their disability is from being a developing country in Eastern Europe.
Yeah, apparently so.
I'm just imagining a little girl with like some shoes on that are real tight because Chris gave her a pair of gym socks.
One man in a wool trench coat behind playing the violin.
No, he only gave her one sock, so it's only her one leg is a big sock because it's a man-sized sock, and she's a little girl.
It's fallen down.
Yeah,
It's just bunched up around her ankle.
The kid's flipping down below her heel. It's such a big sock
because her foot really hurts. Oh fuck!
See what happens when you say the wrong word for things?
Yeah, that's a laundry loan.
80% of our podcast.
I was pointing out someone who misspoke and then doing a bit for 20 minutes. Hope it,
So, all right, let's roll it back in.
to quote, I feel like Greg, if Greg were here, he would be all over this. But for those of you who are still listening,
Yes, I would see Thor again.
okay,
It was good.
yeah, I thought that first of all, there are a number of let's go like surface level things. I won't say specifically what any of them are, but like for example, the number of cameos in this thing is fucking great. Like, and in fact, I guess we could kind of direct us, or since Jared didn't see it, we can kind of explain it to him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, cameos. There are a bunch of really great cameos. I won't tell you what any of them are, but if you pay attention, they're all over the place.
Was Jeff Goldblum
Oh, well,
like
yeah.
everything you wanted?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He's-
And more. Like
oh,
he crushed that.
See,
role.
that's the thing. Like, I really like the elders and those characters.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm so glad. Like, I never thought I would ever see them. They
Right.
were something that I read about a long, long time ago in Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
And to have him playing the Grand Master.
Oh my God.
Is he the gambler? Is that his thing that keeps him going?
Yeah, he's
If
like,
you don't know
he's
what
like the
do you
games
know-
master. Yeah.
Do you guys understand what the elders are?
Yeah,
As of-
that's who he is, yeah.
Yeah, as of right now, they've only showed like 2, right? Just the
Collector
collector
and Grandmaster.
and then Grandmaster's the gambler. But there's still like 9 more or something.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
Don't they?
they're
for-
all really
For
interesting.
each of the realms.
I don't know. I can't remember. It's like a complex story with many characters and all
Yeah.
sorts of shit. But there's the runner and the champion, and I think there's the gardener. There's a whole bunch of different ones.
Well, and then there's the Watcher, who is Stan Lee. He's one of them.
No,
right?
no. He was with the Watchers in.
Okay.
That was
The
like
Watchers are something totally different.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
not the same thing. At
yeah.
all.
But Stan Lee is confirmed to be a Watcher.
Oh, I mean, he was okay. That's all right. I don't. I mean, I think that's just like that, like a joke. That's not like necessarily the.
Well, I mean, no, they kind of like made that the way it is with the Guardians of the Galaxy, the post credits.
Right. We're
yeah.
just hanging out with them, but like, he's not really one of them though. Like they're just kind of like hanging out with him for some reason,
But that, I mean,
or maybe
Well-
he's like one of them that looks. I don't know.
well, Marvel was coy about it because that they insinuated that he is a Watcher after like the internet kind of made that assumption, and Marvel was like, we can't confirm or deny it. So everyone was like, okay, so that's what that is.
I like the idea of this actually being just Stan Lee, like he's the god of this universe, and he's just telling all these stories that like because he's Stan Lee, and
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
yeah.
But
So-
I like. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I wasn't anticipating liking this as much as I did. Just because I'm not as much of a fan of like the sort of like jokey, haha superhero movies. You know, like
Right.
that's why I love Doctor Strange so much because there wasn't really much humor in that at all.
I wouldn't. No, I'd say it's very dry humor. Like there's a lot of really dry humor in that.
Right. Like because of his character, but I mean, it wasn't like kind of slapsticky, silly.
I mean, there are a lot of gags with like some of the magical things.
Well,
Yeah, there's some, like,
what was it? The cape. Like
the cape and like that thing that locks up. It was like kind of funny whenever he hits. Yeah, that thing that on. It's like a prison suit.
Yeah.
That thing, like whenever that went onto him, it was kind of funny, and they had like a funny conversation afterwards. It was funny.
What I'm getting
There
at, I
were
wouldn't say it
jokes,
was
but
like
it wasn't.
a funny.
Sure, it wasn't a comedy.
Superhero
This was like a comedy.
This was it was really good.
Yeah.
it was like I felt, for me anyway, it was a good balance of being like a superhero action movie and silly.
Right.
So.
It didn't hold back on any of like the super heroic stuff.
Right.
Like there's a lot of spectacle, and the spectacles all look cool. It's not like you don't get that kind of like numbness at the end of a movie. Like you watch like fucking Transformers or something. Like by the end of the movie, you're like, okay, how many things can they blow up? I don't give a shit anymore.
Or stupid fucking Pacific Rim that's coming out with a new one. Hate that
See,
movie.
I like that movie.
I'm with you on that one. I didn't like Pacific Rim either.
That's me. Like I felt like honestly, it was like I ate like 6 gallons of delicious ice cream that like it's like, oh, okay, this was cool. Fuck, man, now I'm really sick. Like I can't taste anything and I'm gonna puke.
See, I didn't feel that way about Pacific Rim. I felt that it just wasn't very good. Like I thought the spectacle.
I think it was
good.
like amazing, but I like for what I wanted to see. It's like, do I want to see giant robots fight monsters? Yeah, I saw that and that was cool.
Yeah, everybody set the bar so low for me going into that
Yeah.
I was fine.
Yeah,
Like everybody was like, "Dude, we're gonna watch this. It's totally gonna suck."
yeah.
Like, do you want to go? I was like, "All right." So
You were like, yeah.
that was all right.
yeah,
it's fine.
I didn't have any problem with it.
Yeah.
See, I was going in expecting a reasonable movie and I got a fucking turd sandwich.
Huh.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was not that. This was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
you didn't suffer from like VFX overload. I don't think at any point.
No.
And there's a lot of visual effects.
ton.
Yeah, like there's. I thought
The majority of the movie, in fact.
yeah, most of the movie is visual effects, and it all looks pretty damn good.
I think it looks exceptional. And I said this earlier, and I've been thinking about it since, and I never say this. I don't have any issues with this movie.
Yeah.
I don't. I knew what I was.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually Chris has a bunch of fucking
Terrible-
snarky, critical things to
Yeah.
say.
I have nothing. It was acted very, very well.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, the acting. You know what? Nobody talked about this, and they probably won't. The acting in this movie is great.
It's really good. Mark Ruffalo is great.
Oh yeah. So well, Hemsworth too.
They're both great. Everyone is.
Hemsworth comedy delivery in this
He's
is
fucking-
exceptional.
Yeah.
And this is spoiler free, but I've seen him in comedy stuff before, just anything really, and he's always a very average to slightly above average actor, and I feel that in this one he really went above and beyond.
I think that's partially the direction too, because Taika
Waititi is phenomenal. Yeah, and you could tell. I mean,
Yeah.
you absolutely can.
because he's really good at leaving a moment hang and making it funny that way.
Yes.
Just a couple of moments, like he knows exactly when to cut. He like waits an extra half second to cut something to make it maximum funny.
Yeah.
There are a couple moments wherever like you would just get like the next face that someone's making, and then it cuts, and you're like, that makes that moment so fucking funny. Like Hemsworth at the end of scenes would have such great looks on his face, and it would just cut and not explain the rest of it. It was so good.
I felt like that happened a lot throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Like,
He
a lot.
gives you that extra second after like when you would traditionally cut, because like in real life you don't cut from things. It's like it's funny to see how people then continue on to the next moment.
Yeah.
Like after you have a big laugh with your friends, it's like what happens after that?
Yeah.
Like a brief silence.
This was also edited very well.
Yeah.
I mean, it flew.
Yeah.
It really did. Like
Yeah.
the entire time, there was no lag in this movie for me. I just sat there and I was like, oh, and now the movie's done. Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed that very, very well.
Yeah.
Direction was phenomenal. The soundtrack.
Oh man, Mark Mothersbaugh.
Because
from
we can talk
from
about
Devo.
this with no spoilers. That soundtrack was incredible.
Yeah.
Dude, that end fight scene with the song that came on
Yeah.
that everyone will recognize
Yeah.
is like maybe one of the most perfectly placed like big fight songs.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it now. There's so many great.
Yeah.
Just the soundtrack really helps the movie move along too.
It does.
It's Mark Mothersbaugh, who is from Devo. He also did the Rugrats.
I was gonna say, dude, like I was gonna say Rugrats, but I was like, maybe that's stupid
No, that's him.
because I remember seeing that fucking name
Yeah,
every like episode.
he wrote a lot of the Nickelodeon stuff. He still writes
Yeah.
like theme songs for shows and stuff like that. Mark Mothersbaugh is a fucking genius. But this soundtrack was awesome. It was like this 80s ish. It kind of took some
Well, 70s and 80s.
70s and 80s ish. Yeah, like a lot of kind of like synthesizer heavy
Yeah.
stuff.
But also some good rock.
Yeah. It really captured like the feel of the movie really well because it's a Thor movie, so it's like you've got like stuff like Asgardian things, but then if you also it's almost like half like Guardians movie because like the one planet they're on is it's like it's an alien planet, so it fits into the Guardians world like perfectly. So you have like the kind of cross between with the soundtrack, and it's really really good.
But I'll definitely go see it again. Jared, if you want to go see it, I'd go see it with you guys. You'll probably see it before I get back from.
I'll go
my
with you,
trip,
man.
though.
Where are you going?
Colombia.
Oh,
Heading
yeah?
to Colombia for a little bit. Yeah, just
Some cocaine, yeah.
I mean, when in Rome, you know what I mean?
Well, if you're going to try it somewhere, like you get the best stuff there,
I would imagine
right?
that,
That's
yeah.
the home of cocaine.
Yeah, like
Right?
you're in Afghanistan, do a little heroin, okay? Like
I didn't know that was where heroin came from until just now.
well, a
be honest, I didn't
huge heroin exporter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You guys really didn't
know
know that? Like,
yeah,
I just never thought about it.
Yeah, I've never.
Maybe I did that. I don't know.
yeah.
I mean, that's
I don't-
where the
that's-
heroin comes from.
Yeah.
Well, not all not all of it, but
I
that's,
didn't know
that's a
that.
huge exporter. There's also a region of the world
I don't know why I didn't know that.
in Southeast Asia called the Golden Triangle, and it's like northern Thailand, Myanmar, Laos, and it's like creates this triangle. Man, there is heroin, opium galore up there, which is what you make heroin from. What?
Didn't we blow up Afghanistan?
Well, here's the thing. I was talking. We didn't. No, we did
just
not blow
caused
up.
a ruckus.
Yeah, like there's Afghanistan will never be conquered. I mean, the Russians tried to do it, whatever. But I was talking to a friend of mine who she spent a couple years or a year and a half in Afghanistan doing some sort of work like throughout, like just several years ago. And I was talking to her about like these poppy fields, like there are these poppy fields, and I had heard somewhere that the U.S. was kind of complicit in, like, these poppy fields are definitely part of heroin production. The sale of the heroin goes to subsidize terrorism. That's how they get back to this whole, like, if you do drugs, you support terrorism,
Right.
But the U.S. would go in and they wouldn't. There's this conspiracy because they would not give clearance to burn these poppy fields down. When, if you did, it'd be real easy. I mean, it's the fucking military.
Right.
That's all they do is set shit on fire.
Those dudes love that job.
Yeah. Like, people would just be like, that's real easy. Just fucking burn that down.
Like, dude, we got field duty today. It's going to be fucking awesome. We're going to have a couple beers at the canteen. We're going to burn some fucking poppies, man.
we get to use these sweet-ass fucking flamethrowers.
And you know that they would definitely take a couple of the poppies first.
Yeah. Dude, because with opium, you can just, not even opium, with poppy tea. You can make tea from those poppy bulbs, and you're essentially getting opium.
Yeah.
Like, you're getting fucked up. Like, old ladies would do it. It's like a thing that, like, old women would do. You like, the poppies would bloom, or before they bloom, or after they bloom, and then you just have the bulb, whatever. Then you take that bulb, you put it in tea, you make tea out of it. Boom, you got, like, this fucking opium tea. It's great. Old women love it. Old men, too.
Is that how it
Probably
started?
everybody. What, is that how
With the
heroin
tea?
started? Oh, dude, no, I don't know. I think the use of opium and the use of, like, the poppy plant was, honestly, I don't know, it probably goes back millennia. Probably, like,
That's
since
what I
the
mean.
beginning
Well,
of
I mean,
time.
did they just start with tea, and then somebody was like, some like really smart dude way in the past was like, "Hey, I can make this way better."
Well,
And then it was just-
the funny thing is with opium, so you can take that poppy, you can eat it, and you can get fucked up.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
And-
someone probably just watched an animal like who was like stumbling around or something, and they were like, "What was that? Where was that animal?" And then they're like, "Oh, it looks like he ate some of these flowers." And then that person, they're like, "Oh shit!"
If you eat a bunch of the flowers,
This day in history, yeah.
It's like it's 25,000 BC. It's just like this guy going, "Oh, oh, 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 oh," and he eats the thing, and then he was like, "Well, you goddamn in the way." It just gets real fucked up and starts like jamming down. It's like leading all the sheep down the road. Sorry, down the path.
There's no paths.
So, yeah,
There's no paths at that point.
Between some foliage, I don't know.
Betwixt and between.
Yeah, between.
No, but to make opium, all you do is you just take and you put a little cut in that bulb, and then there's like sap that leaks out, and then when that sap dries, that's opium. Like that's all that opium is, and then you fucking you do whatever the fuck you do with it. You cook it, you smoke it, eat it, and then I don't know, like the derivatives of that are like much more complex. But it's like a gift from the if there is a benevolent being that like came down and it was like, or that created all this, it's like, oh, here's marijuana. That's really great for like existential pain, and it'll help with like mild to moderate physical pain. Here are these things, and you can just ingest them as they are, and this will help with more severe like physical pain.
Right.
Yeah.
Take it easy,
Yeah.
though. Don't go crazy.
Yeah, don't fuck with this
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
How the fuck did we get here?
I don't
From
know.
Thor.
I don't know.
Thor to banging dope.
Yeah.
Banging dope out of flowers. I don't know. We were good question. We'll have to listen back to that.
Anyway,
Yeah. So I can't, for the life of me, I remember.
will you see Thor again?
I will see Thor again. I liked it a lot.
Did you guys do this already?
I didn't go.
No,
Okay.
yeah, you
I
didn't,
didn't
you
go.
didn't go.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely will see Thor again. I might see it more than once again because it was fucking awesome. There were, I'm just going to put it in really simple terms. There were a bunch of moments in that movie where I thought to myself, holy shit, this is really, really awesome. Like I wasn't just enjoying the movie. I was like, there were a couple moments where like I stopped myself. I'm like, man, this is great.
Yeah.
And I don't often do that with a movie.
I love that when that happens.
Yeah.
When you're watching something, you're like, God damn, this is so fucking good.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
this is so awesome.
And-
I do the reverse sometimes too. I go, God, this is a piece of shit.
Yep.
Fuck am I watching this?
Yeah.
That's more often the case with me than the.
And then morbid curiosity makes you continue.
Yeah.
And you're like, this maybe it's like the first quarter of the movie. I'll just watch a little more.
You have to
This
start
can't-
talking yourself out of how bad it is.
Yeah, like this can't be as bad as I think it's going to be. And then you get to the end, you're like, that was as shitty as that's shittier than I thought it was going to. Wow. Okay.
Speaking of which, have any of you guys seen Big Mouth?
I thought it was great.
Kroll?
You not like
The
it?
series?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
I don't know what that is.
It's a Netflix series.
I haven't seen it yet.
Animated.
I think it's very funny. It's Nick Kroll and like all the people from his show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah. The Kroll Show.
You would know him if you saw him. He's a comedian. It's hard to. I don't know. He wears glasses.
He has a big mouth.
You ever watch? He's in the League, right?
I don't know, but he also
no,
does
he's
that.
in the league. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the League. You ever watch the League?
No.
Okay.
He does.
That's not
He
Garrett's
has a
cup of tea.
sketch. It's actually a pretty funny sketch. It's like Pittsburgh, Philly, like these pawn shop guys.
Yeah,
Have you
yeah,
seen
yeah.
that?
Have you seen that one? The Pittsburgh versus Philly pawn
I
shop
did see
thing?
that. You showed me that.
Yeah, he's the dude in the Philly shop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's pretty hilarious.
I know who that is, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't expecting much from it. I haven't finished it, but I thought it like it's pretty hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
They capture. He's
It's-
smart and weird in a way that I think would be relatable to all of us. Like
Yeah.
with thoughts that you have in your early adolescence, where it's like, oh, I definitely have.
Oh, absolutely. Well, so the show, pretty much the concept of the show is kids who are like just starting puberty. So there's like a group of friends, and then the one kid has like a puberty monster that is invisible but like talks to him.
Well, two of them have puberty monsters.
Oh, two of them do.
His-
Yeah.
his-
There's a female
the
one.
female character
Yeah.
has a puberty.
Technically, everyone has a puberty monster. I think like it's the same guy who like talks to everybody here and there, like on and off. Anyway, it's really funny. You should watch it.
That's so weird.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll also watch Big Mouth. That shit was hilarious. But Thor, yeah. I'm trying to think how not to spoil anything, but to still.
I think we should just leave it at that.
Okay.
You know what? I will say one thing because I've been thinking about this a lot, and I always have something negative to say, and I have to say something negative.
Okay.
I
You don't have to.
think this is important though because I've said a lot of positive things about it.
Okay.
This movie relies heavy on the Marvel thematic universe and everything they've built up. You're not going to convert anybody, I don't think, by seeing this movie. And I think that's important to say because if you have a friend that doesn't like superheroes, doesn't like Marvel, and we're all giving it this glowing review, you're not going to convince this person with this movie to say, this is the one. This is how you get to this movie, because it relies so much on the universe. That's not a bad thing for what it is. But I also, in seeing the reviews and in seeing it myself and us talking about it, like we have a very good friend, Tom.
Oh, yeah.
Tom hates superheroes. He hates them. Tom would hate this movie.
Probably.
This is not the movie to convince Tom to watch superhero movies. Yeah. And anybody else. Like, my brother wanted to take my dad to see it.
It's a good question.
It is a good question.
Who hates superheroes? I can understand hating like horror movies, you know? If you, like,
sure,
hate
yeah.
horror movies.
There's so much variety too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I don't know how you could just like hate all the superheroes. I feel like it's probably because he hasn't seen probably nearly enough.
Yeah.
Like he's probably
Oh,
watched.
definitely.
Like, he just thinks like he has like an opinion about Superman, and he thinks that it's all that way. you
Sure.
know?
I don't agree with that, because I've had extensive conversations with Tom about this.
You know, he's
I don't know
already,
how that
I
could
think
be
he's-
possible.
I think
Like,
he's
from-
already biased about it, though.
Oh, he
Yeah.
definitely is. Yeah.
From Watchmen to this, like,
Yeah.
how could those two things? Those are just two
Not even
examples
close.
I just came off the top of my
Yeah.
head. Like,
Yeah.
those are so fucking different.
Or even just fucking Batman vs. Superman to Wonder Woman, which is like the next movie in that fucking series.
yeah,
Like, those
Well-
are completely different things.
Thankfully.
There's people, okay, that just dislike shit. Sometimes you just dislike superheroes. That's fine. Sometimes people dislike rap. That's fine. Sometimes people dislike country.
But at least with rap,
I dislike those things too. But like, there's a couple songs in there that I still like.
Yeah.
My overall respect is pretty low for like country and things.
Tom loves The Dark Knight. He thinks it's like literally worthy of Academy Awards that year, and it was snubbed for it.
I
So
would almost
okay,
say that
then-
that's not a superhero movie.
I would say it is. It involves a superhero and a
Yeah,
supervillain.
Definitely is. Yeah, don't say
I-
that. That doesn't make any sense. No.
It's not really, though. It's
What do you-
it's
No, it is.
No,
There's
it's
totally
not.
is.
You
It's
mean
just-
you mean
what
the
do you-
man
in
who's
what
a
way?
superhero?
I'm saying that it's
Who wears
it's
a
a couple guys.
costume?
It's a couple guys dressed in costumes, but like neither one of them. Like at best, like Batman's like almost a superhero because he has so much money. But like specifically in the Dark Knight, like it doesn't take any of the really fantastical parts of Batman. It's like a super realistic version of Batman. It's like a cop cop thriller kind of. It's not really a superhero movie.
It involves a superhero. It's a superhero movie.
Yeah, I don't know, man. No, no regular human could take a beating.
That movie
like
is Heat. It's
those-
Heat, but with two people with masks and makeup on.
Three people.
3 people with masks and makeup on.
So, like, would Kick-Ass be a superhero movie?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But
That's the point I was trying to make. It's also different. That's why, like, saying that you don't like superhero movies is like saying you don't like.
Well,
I
okay,
don't know.
maybe Kick-Ass isn't a superhero movie.
It's like saying you don't like pasta.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, there you
Pasta.
go.
Yeah, okay.
Because they
You
can
have
be.
Italian pasta. You have Asian pasta. You have
Sure.
other cultures who also like pasta.
Yeah. There's a million different varieties of it. Yeah.
yeah.
How could you possibly hate all kinds?
Right.
I'm in agreement with you guys. Yeah.
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 Rice noodles, egg noodles,
Right.
wheat noodles.
But you said he doesn't because you said he likes The Dark Knight. So
Yeah, but for the
Zucchini
most
noodles.
part, I mean, he's just not a fan of any of this shit.
Yeah.
Is Tom coming over?
I thought he was going to.
No, he's not.
Okay. So we can continue with that.
that'd be great if he was like, "I heard you the whole time, guys." He was already here.
Yeah. So if you enjoy the superhero movies, I was going to address what you were saying. I think you're right. You're not going to have any new recruits with this particular movie.
No.
Not like you would with like Guardians of the Galaxy. Like the first Guardians. If
Oh,
someone
yeah.
doesn't like those movies, you can be like, oh yeah, but you might want to like check this out because it's not the same really at all. And because no one knew about the Guardians in the first place, they explained all that shit. Like
Yeah.
in that first movie.
You know what?
Everything.
Because my dad and I go see a lot of movies together. Like he loves movies, and he loves bad sci-fi, good sci-fi, everything. So he was very excited. He got me into comics at an early age, and he was really excited when these movies like started to actually be good. But he's dropped off. He's not a comic book person. He's really not. When there's a really good one, he's like, yeah, I really like that. So for Father's Day, it just happened to happen with both movies. My brother and I took him to see Guardians of the Galaxy, and he's not a very strong proponent of comic book movies at this point, which is understandable. I mean, he grew up with like a couple of them, but he hasn't been a comic book person for years. And it was amazing to see the look on his face when Guardians of the Galaxy actually came out, and he was like, that was the best Star Wars movie I've never seen. So then we went and we saw Star Wars with him when that not Rogue One. Well, we saw Rogue One with him too, but when the
Episode 7.
yeah, when 7 came out, and he hated it, and he said, should have just stuck with Guardians of the Galaxy. And his biggest argument against Star Wars is Guardians of the Galaxy, and I have not found a way to refute him of that.
Well, Guardians of the Galaxy is definitely a better movie than Episode 7.
Yeah,
For sure. I would say.
hands down.
Yeah.
I didn't see Guardians of the Galaxy.
Really?
Nope.
It's great.
That's a
Didn't you see Guardians
Shit.
2 either?
What's that? No, I didn't see either
Oh,
one.
man. Those two, they're two are
What?
really good.
Yeah, I haven't seen them.
Yeah, you got to see those.
they're incredible.
Yeah.
I know. Well, like I just got a larger TV than the size of Jared's laptop.
Oh, you got a
for
TV?
the
I
first
didn't know
time in like 6 years, 7 years.
When did you get a TV? I didn't know you got a TV.
It's not even really mine, but like it's in my possession right now. But it's big. It's big. It's like huge to me.
Yeah.
It's like as big as your TV, I think.
Okay.
So now, maybe I'll start catching up on, because before I wouldn't really watch TV at home aside from like shit I was really into. Like I'd watch Jessica Jones. Like I loved that fucking show. I would sit in front of that little fucking stupid TV.
It's a computer
foot
monitor.
of my
Stop
bed.
calling it a television. It's not a television. It's a computer
It
monitor.
had better
It's a shame,
resolution
though.
than a monitor.
No, it was a monitor. It was a computer monitor.
Rob told me it was a TV.
No, that was a monitor for a computer.
That's a computer monitor? Well, he
Yeah.
gave it to me I was under the
I'm
impression it was a
pretty
television.
sure that was a computer monitor. I mean, I guess I could be wrong. It looked like it looked like a
If it's
had
less
a-
than like 15 pounds, it's a cat. I don't care what type of animal it is. It's not a dog. It's a cat.
Do computer monitors have channel up and channel down buttons?
No.
Because this one had those.
Oh, okay. So it was a TV then.
Yeah, I gave it away.
That was a really
I
small
put
TV.
it outside with a. I think I gave it away.
It's a shit TV, but it's a TV.
Yeah.
I know it's a great TV. It's been working for probably 20 years. that thing was probably great, real high quality.
Man,
Good.
are
It was
flat
probably
screen
like a good $350 investment.
are flat screen TVs 20 years old?
No, absolutely not. That's not even close. My first flat screen TV that I bought was in 2004.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
you're
so
right.
we're looking at like 13 years, but then like flat panel?
No, not even flat panel because the TV that I got in like 2004 or 5 was like a flat screen TV, but it was a regular, like it was like a CRT.
Yeah, projection.
Yeah,
They've had those a long ass time.
yeah. But after so it came out after 2004, I think, unless they were like crazy expensive.
Yeah.
and probably like the really big ones.
I don't know, dude. This thing looked like it was from the 80s. it was real shitty looking. But
I feel like
point is, I'll catch up on movies now. Like I can enjoy. Television can be like something that I do for leisure now, not just like I really need to see this, so
Right.
I'm gonna fucking sit in front of this little cube.
I will happily watch Guardians of the Galaxy with you.
All right, sweet.
Either one of them because
Okay,
they're
if you
fucking
get,
great.
that giant ass TV working. Well.
Yeah, we'll fix it.
But dude, real quick, I know we're probably getting to the end of this episode. How do you guys feel about the Halloween season that just passed us by?
What do you mean?
I guess what I mean is every year my intention is to like one haunted house per weekend minimum,
Yeah.
and 2 like events, like 2 that So I did 1. It was your party.
Yeah.
But I went to Lacey's haunted house.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
went to like a haunted house when I was out in Vegas, but that's 2. But there were fucking 5 weekends, 6
Yeah.
arguably. Like if you include the end of September there.
What was Vegas's haunted house like?
Oh, dude, it was actually pretty
It
rad.
was just a casino. You just go in there.
So it starts out. So you walk in.
It raised your heart level up real high. for a
Yeah,
minute.
and what you have is there's these humanoids, right? But they're all these weird proportions, like saddle tits down to waists,
Jesus.
cigarettes everywhere. There's cigarettes everywhere. Grown men looked like they're crying. Lots of sad. No, that was just my.
I was hoping that was actually the real haunted house. 'Cause that sounds really scary. Like if the haunted house was placed like next to a real casino, and it was indistinguishable from a regular casino, you just walked in and everything inside was a mannequin, but it was like they looked kind of real, and they're all like deformed and disfigured and shit. You'd be like, what is?
Or they were like live actors.
Or like a combination of those.
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Haunted casino, yeah, just playing the sluts.
Yeah, but it's not dark or anything. It looks like a casino inside. Like you could use an old casino.
Yeah.
And just like have it the regular casino floor, but with like a bunch of weird shit happening inside.
That's pretty much like I stayed at the Flamingo, which is like one of the older casinos, and that's pretty much what it looked like. Anyway, it was fucking sad. But this haunted house, it was actually in a casino. It was in a casino called Circus. And they have an indoor amusement park that's going on all year. But then during Halloween, they convert it into there's like 6 different haunted houses, and then there's live actors all throughout that like interact with you, and then you can ride. They have roller coasters, like these fucking like super intense, like maybe the most intense roller coasters I've ever ridden. Because everything's so condensed, like because it's inside, right? And so the turns are really sharp. They're super fucking fast. Like it's dark as shit, and all the lights were off, right?
Okay.
It was way scarier. Like there were a couple points where I was like, "This is fucking scary."
It sounds scary, like you're not sure that you're safe. Scary.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like it's fucking scary. It's like this thing could shoot off the fucking rails,
right?
Which is kind of the scary thing about roller coasters. Like,
yeah, they really are dangerous. Like every year, like one goes off a track and like kills a bunch of people.
Yeah,
right.
Not every year, no.
Pretty much,
no.
Pretty consistently, like some shit goes down at a Six Flags.
No, it's usually like someone doing some stupid shit, or like one person dies.
Wasn't it like this year that one went off and like killed people who were just walking by?
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Like they weren't even on the fucker. They were just like, "Hey, look at that shit," and then just got nailed.
That would be the worst.
Yeah, that's
at least,
really shitty.
If you were on the ride,
the guy was like, "That's a bad idea," and then got killed by
it. He's like, "No, I'll wait for you guys down here. I'm gonna have my funnel cake.
Yeah,
I'm gonna listen to my tunes." He's down there rocking out to like Bob Seger, just like kicking it on the bench, eating some funnel cake.
I think that shit really happened though. Like we're joking about it. Like,
right?
I think that happened like not too long ago.
Yeah, we should research it.
Yeah.
No, but it was fucking scary. It was good. But that's what's scary about fucking, I think, roller coasters in general. Like if you're on something where you feel entirely like, I am fine. Like there's no way that anything bad could happen to me. Like this is just fast, whatever.
Right.
The scary thing about roller coasters is that like there is a probability, there is some margin of a chance of dying.
Sure.
It's not a 100% safe thing to do.
Right. I mean, some of the steel ones, like it's extremely improbable it's going to, like, I would say, like, the older wooden ones, that's one of those things where it's like, no one can someone really go around and check every bolt in the fucking coaster every day? Or even every season? No. Probably not.
But
like,
we say improbable.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. No, I'm saying there's definitely a chance, but like it's probably more likely on like a wooden coaster than a steel one, I would think, right?
Sure. But I mean, the tolerances, I don't think have to be as great with the wooden ones because you don't go as fast.
But I think sometimes the steel ones are scarier, or even rides specifically rides that have a shoulder thing that comes down that locks into place.
Yeah.
Because like if something happens and you have to get out of there, you can't.
Yeah.
Like if it gets locked in like what this. I had this thought one time. I was at Kennywood, and I was like, "This is the most horrifying thing I've ever heard of." Like, what if something caught on fire?
I was just thinking that in my head. I'm like, what if there's a fire on this bitch?
Yeah, like, and you're strapped into that
probably
fucking
can't
thing.
happen, but
right. I mean, and like, it's mostly like metal, so it's like very unlikely that there'd be like a you'd be engulfed in flame.
I don't think
like,
there's any like flammable liquids.
Right. Yeah. It's just like there's like some
it's
oil.
like chains and shit to pull you around. I don't know.
Yeah. But either way. That's a really terrifying thought. Like not being able to get out of that, or if it somehow went off the track and you found like water. and you were just strapped into that fucking thing, and it was just like locked up.
Yeah, they're near water sometimes, right?
They are near.
Yeah.
All Kennywood's near water. The whole thing's near water.
Is it? I don't know.
Well, but I mean, I don't think if you're shooting a quarter mile from the Steel Phantom into the fucking Monongahela River,
Yeah.
I don't think you got to worry about anything. It's like,
You're drowning is not your primary
no,
concern. You've probably been killed on impact.
no, but what was scary to me is these roller coasters, and this is a fucked up thought. The roller coasters are so fast, and they had one of those things, the straps, or the bar, like the shoulder harness, and it was tight as fuck. And like, I couldn't take a full breath into like my stomach and my chest because it was compressing me, a little bit.
Sure.
Which is also kind of like, oh, okay, like I can't breathe fully.
Right.
And you're going upside down, and this thing's going so fucking fast. And I was there just like I arrived in Vegas the day after those Mandalay Bay shootings,
Right. Right.
Or that Mandalay Bay shooting.
Right.
And I I was like, what if somebody comes in here and murks the operator?
Right.
And we ride this roller coaster to death. Like, I don't know that my body could. I was like, how many times? And I started thinking, like, how many times could I go around this track before I fucking die?
No, first, it's way before you die. First, how many times do I have to go before I have to piss? Then before I have to poop?
Dude.
Then before I have to eat?
I'd be way worried
Yeah.
about the people in front of me having those feelings.
Right. Or you keep going around that many times, someone's stomach's going to get upset.
Yeah.
They're going to be puking all over everybody else. So you're going to be covered in piss and shit and puke.
Were you in the back
going
or the
around
front?
and around and around?
I think I rode the front car because I rode all of the roller coasters and I rode 1, 2, or 3 times, and I was mostly in the front.
I always ride the back because it's faster.
But there were definitely people in front of me, so I would have
Yeah.
got shit on me, except for one time when I sat in the very first seat.
Because the front is cool because you can see stuff, but it never goes very fast. It's like I was going the back for the
Yeah,
first
it was
ride.
really scary though, in being in the front because it looked like you were just going to fly off everything.
Yeah.
Like the turns were so sharp. I don't know if you guys remember White Swan Park. This is fucking old.
I don't.
Like, I mean, I remember going out there when
talking
I was really, really young with my buddy because the cops would have their, like...
White Swan Park.
It was out by
That
the
sounds
airport,
like some
dude.
1950s
Yeah,
bullshit.
dude, it was like
Yeah, it
they
does.
tore that fucking thing down. And but there was a wooden roller coaster called the Wild Mouse or the Wild Rat.
Wild Mouse is a type of coaster.
Oh.
Those are the ones with the really sharp turns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're wooden.
Yeah, there's one at Idlewild. Well, the Exterminator at Kennywood's the Wild Mouse.
Yeah, but that's metal.
Yeah, but that's the style of coaster.
Yeah.
like small hills, tight turns,
And
like
it's
small
fucking
cars.
terrifying.
Yeah,
And you're like hitting those fucking turns
Yeah.
real hard.
it's usually like one car.
No, this
or
one
like a
had,
couple.
I think had more cars.
I mean, but it's not like a full train. It's like a few cars. It's like maybe
Yeah, there weren't like 30 or something.
Right,
Or
yeah.
however the fuck.
you
many
probably
on there.
put like 8 or 10 people on it at a time.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know what it is. Every year, every Halloween season, I feel like I shit the bed on really enjoying. This is the best time of the year. What we
yeah.
just came through was the best time of the year.
I agree.
Greg should definitely be here for this discussion.
Well, yeah,
He hits
really
that
should.
shit hard as fuck. He
Yeah.
loves Halloween.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I don't know how
He could probably tell you all about all the different events that went on this whole month.
yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I
He'll go to shit by himself. He does not give a fuck. He wants to go to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, me and Jarrett and myself, we have an excuse because we had shows a couple of weekends. Like, so that was like those were 2 weekend
Oh,
days
and
I
I
couldn't.
came out for.
Yeah, you came out for one of those. There was.
I came out for both of those.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, I personally had a lot of other stuff going on. I didn't have time to
Yeah.
do haunted houses really.
And I guess I had one weekend with I don't know, man. I don't know. I just always let my adolescent self down. My
Yeah.
childhood, like, and adolescent self is like, man, if we had money, just like we talk about at the grocery store, when we have money, we're gonna go to all the haunted houses, and fucking take road trips out to creepy places. It's like, oh, I went to this, one thing that was cool in Pittsburgh.
I tried not to let my adolescent self down too often.
Yeah, it's important.
Obviously.
Look behind you. There's an angry obviously. What's for dinner? Corn on the obviously.
Okay, we're gonna stop now. Okay, that's enough.
Anyway.
What? I feel like that's enough for for that episode.
Glad we can end on that note.
Yeah. So if you liked what you heard, and you probably didn't, you can find us at grownuphumans.com.
We hate the Jews.
Go to grownuphumans.com. Check out epicastnetwork.com/grownuphumans. I keep saying that, and I keep saying it in the noob voice.
God damn. I fucking love that shit.
We're on iTunes, Stitcher, Facebook, YouTube at Grown Up Human Comic People. All the social media stuff, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram. Check out Grown Up Humans. Let's go to my left. Everybody say bye, Chris. J-Man.
See ya.
Dan.
Good night, guys.
I'm Jared, and thanks for listening to the show. Everyone have a lovely rest of your whatever time is now for you. Jeez.
Well done.
God damn!
Human comic people! Grown-up human comic people!
Epicast.